Yo, guys, I just wanted to let you know that Antarctica nationalists are fucking insane, dog. Like, they don't really apply with any nationality of any other continent. No. They go for Antarctica. How do they exist? Well, they were a group that formed around 1970. Well, at least officially anyway. But unofficially, they've been around since like the 50s. But, yeah, they officially formed in 1970. And this group, despite the fact that there's no permanent population on that entire continent, despite the fact that there is no human nation on it besides the fucking penguins from, I don't know, Madagascar, I guess. You know, the goddamn four-quill, you know? Big fat gay niggas. Ow! Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, Antarctica nationalists. Alright? They're fucking out of their minds. They will defend anything for Antarctica. The only real reason why Antarctica even still gets news, even still gets coverage year after year, is literally because of these people. If it wasn't for these people, you probably wouldn't even know the continent existed in the first place. You know? Like, you don't really get to hear much about it. And the only time you get to really hear about it is when I post a video, or some dumbass from over there is posting a video, or the news talks about that, the Chilean government sued a guy for cancer thingy, or something like that. But, you know, I always wanted to go to Antarctica, because, I mean, yeah, all the other continents are interesting and all, but it's like the only continent that doesn't have a human, like a permanent human population, you know? And it has the youngest history of humans in the world, known history anyway. And also the youngest unknown history, but still, if you want to account the unofficial side and the official. So, there's that. But yeah, humans have not been around Antarctica that long. Okay? They have been around all the other continents for a long, long time, and debating the exact date is up to you. But Antarctica is the only continent we can say for sure that there is a year date of when people arrived to the continent. You know? And that was like around, I want to say, 500 to 600 years ago. You know? Depending on what calendar you use. But still, you know? That was back when they were shipping over there, but it was too cold for them, so they went back pretty quickly. But yeah, that movement pretty much just exists because there are people who genuinely want to live in Antarctica permanently, you know? It sounds great until you have no more food supply or anything like that, then it really sucks, you know? And it's really cold in Antarctica. Like, once the whole continent gets cold, the entire continent gets cold. You know, like, one part gets cold, the entire continent gets cold. You know? Like, scientifically speaking, we're still in an ice age because of just Antarctica, you know? And also the North Pole. But the North Pole isn't as cold. And also, it's a bit more warm on that spot. So because of it, most people on Earth live in the northern areas. But also just because the southern areas of the Earth where it's less tend to be too hot, you know? Like, there's that little zone there, you know? And then you get down and down, well, not down, you get more and more south, and you get to colder and colder and colder. It gets so hot until it slowly starts to get colder and colder. You know, that kind of thing. And I live in a pretty cold part of the world, at least when winter comes. You know, I have all 4 seasons. Some countries really just, like, they only have, like, a couple of seasons, or they only have, like, 1 season in particular, you know? Like, for example, Russia. Now, there is summer and spring and fall or whatever, but their default season or their major season is winter for most parts of Russia. That's why they're often, you know, viewed as the colder country because, well, they're just known for their cold weather. You know, that's just what it is. Well, anyway, but then you get to countries like the U.S., the USA, where in some parts it might just be basically summer all year around. In some parts it may be spring all year around. Some parts it may be fall. What's the difference between spring and fall? Well, one makes you think that you have maple syrup 24/7, and the other one makes everything a little too wet after, well, no leaves falling, you know? But it's just like different seasons of the same season. And then obviously you have those places that are, you know, like summer all year around or winter all year around. I'm not saying that's what it's like every single day, but it's like different versions of the same season all year around, you know, generally speaking. That's why when you, like, hear people from Florida or Texas get a little bit of snow, they freak the fuck out. They will freak the fuck out, you know? When Michigan's Upper Peninsula gets, like, I don't know, a foot of snow, you know, 12 inches of snow, or perhaps, like, a meter, oh, no. Just regular day. But then over in fucking Texas, it sprinkles not even a centimeter. A fucking centimeter. And these motherfuckers will cancel their entire, like plan for the month. You know? Like, all their plans and everything. It's just that weird, isn't it? You know? Like, that's how different it is. And I can't even imagine with Alaska, because that's, like, too extreme with the cold, you know? Like, they're just, like, how do they even tell people about Santa Claus? Because they say Santa Claus is in the North Pole, right? So if you live in, like, the North Pole end of Alaska, which is there, if, like, you're already there if you live in the Alaska, basically. But do you kind of have to tell people that, like, oh, he's in the North Pole, or is it just like, oh yeah, we're in Santa's land, okay? We're living in Santa's country, you know, that kind of thing. Is Santa Canadian, you know? Yeah, it makes you think. Or is he American because of Alaska? Well, I think it would probably make more sense to be called him to be American because, or Russian, because, you know, it's more closer to the North Pole than Canada is, mostly. Not completely, but you get the idea, okay? I think you get the idea. Anyway, yeah, these fucking, like, Antarctica nationalists. These folks, they are, like, dead serious with their beliefs. You know, like, they will get a fight in you. They will try to, like, beat you the fuck up over this shit. Like, bro, like, chill out, okay? Chill the fuck out. Alright? Like, oh! You know? And, these folks just don't know what's coming towards them. Because they only really think in the current now, I know that works in really cold weather. That can work. But, like, when you're constantly in survival mode all the fucking time as a human, you kind of start to lose your sense of humanity, you know? You kind of start to lose your human. You know, like, you don't really have a thinking of existence, so to speak. And it's just really weird. It's just really weird, bro. Like, these people, I don't know why really they exist. If they want to get independence, if they want to be their own nation and or country, then so fucking be it. But at least fucking chill the fuck out. Okay? I mean, I know it's cold is enough as it is, but like, dog, you need to fucking calm down. Like, because if you ever met an Antarctican nationalist, you would know that they piss you the fuck off, regardless of what continent you originate from, or what nationality you're a part of, or what language you speak, whatever. You know, it doesn't matter. English, Spanish, Mandarin, you know, Arabic, Hebrew, the fucking Afrikaans, French, you know, Portuguese, because I guess that's a different language. And then whatever other language you want to put in. Fucking Korean, you know? But, these motherfuckers are just, oh my, the gods need to bless me tonight, because what the fuck are these people, okay? Like, I can't express how much they make me angry, because, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they were the original inventors of rage bait, you know? Or at least the term. Like, somebody came up with it, gave it to this guy, said, oh yeah, use it, and then eventually, bada bing, bada boom, everybody's saying, oh, it's fucking rage bait, bitch! Whoa! Whoa! Anyway. The goddamn fucking Antarctica nationalists get in my head. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, like, there are goods to Antarctica. Music is not exactly one of them. But it is starting to catch on, if you know what I mean. But yeah, they're not like Latino music or something, where it's basically just the same thing as, you know, your weird sobbing bullshit song, but in Spanish for some reason. And, like, about sex, I guess. Whatever. You know, it's not like that. It's more of just, like, a lot of it is, instrumental. I don't know if that makes sense, but basically it has no lyrics. Like, there's not many Antarctican songs that you can find that would have lyrics in them. Although there are some that do, but it's just not really, like, a thing, because there's no, like, one agreed language, you know? And, recognizing Antarctica as a nation, or a country, is very unofficial. Like, there's no, at least not to my knowledge, any other country, or a nation that recognizes Antarctica as a country or a nation. That kind of thing. But if there was, it'd probably be Switzerland. It'd probably be Switzerland. Because are they really that neutral? Are they really that neutral? Now, motherfucker, what they really want Antarctica, okay? They're preparing so that way when World War III happens or some bullshit, they can take over Antarctica and basically use it as a giant military base to take over the world. Because, yeah, sure, they're neutral for now, but once they're no longer neutral, they'll just take over the world, bro. Especially since Antarctica gives them all that freaking power. You might go, well, isn't Antarctica just covered in snow and isn't just kind of like, oh yeah, there are probably some artifacts and maybe some, stuff that would fuel their power. How would they take over the world doing that? Simple. Because it's the one continent nobody really seems to think about. It is the most and least controversial continent on the entire planet of the world. You know? Like, that's just how it is. And for whatever fucking reason, people just kind of go with it. You know? They just kind of go with the controversy, non-controversy, da-da-da-da-da. It rarely gets talked about. You know, like you're gonna see more motherfuckers talking about goddamn. I hope Greeks ain't watching this. Or maybe, I don't know. But North Macedonia. You're gonna get more people talking about that than fucking Antarctica, okay? Like, that's how little it's talked about. Alright? And also, South Africa, because, I don't know, South Africa. But still, we gotta get this through with this Antarctica stuff, okay? But seriously, it drives your mind insane how crazy these people are. Like, how the fuck, like, do these people exist? What kind of agreement did they had to come to for that? You know? Did they have to go to some sort of ding-a-ling-a-ling meeting? Yeah, we're all here today to support our white and blue. You know what else is white and blue? Fucking Israel and Scotland. But still, we're gonna talk about fucking Antarctica. And I want to make this clear. If you're a Antarctica nationalist, excuse me for the screaming, but you are out there with the fucking penguins, man. Out there with the fucking penguins, just chilling the fuck out, you know? Really makes you think. Really makes you want to get in there with the chromosomes, you know? So you gotta get it down and under. You know? Maybe not Australia under, but still, Antarctica, bro. Trust me. Trust me, bro. It's Antarctica for real. For real. For real. For real, bro. Trust me. Trust me. Anyway, I'm gonna end the video. Bye.